5 advantages an apartment has over Casa da Solo, a single house. We know a single house also have its own advantages compared to an apartment, but in this particular video we'll be talking about the advantages an apartment has over single house, Casa da Solo. Now, the number one advantage is what we call the heating system. It is far cheaper to heat an apartment during winter, and the reason is because just imagine you having a room with 10 persons and you also have another room with just one person. Normally the room with one person, that person will feel cold more than the room where you have 10 people, which will be warmer. So in an apartment, we have other apartments surrounding that particular apartment, so it makes it very easy for you to heat. There's one flat up, there's another flat down, and there's another flat by the side. So it becomes very easy for that house to get warm since it's surrounded by other apartments, compared to your Casa da Solo that is just standing alone. Cold is coming from the roof, cold is coming from the ground, cold is coming from the side, and there's nothing protecting it. So it will take you more money to heat such a house compared to an apartment that is surrounded by other apartments. You just need you to heat it a bit. Number 2 is what we call the maintenance cost. It is far cheaper to maintain an apartment compared to Casa da Solo. Now, if you change the door, if you change the roof, if any expenses that is being incurred in maintaining the building, in an apartment, such expenses is often divided by the number of people in that building, by the number of apartments in that building. So let's say in a building you have 6 apartments. The expenses of changing the roof, the door, any type of expenses is often divided by the number of apartments in that building, compared to Casa da Solo, where you have to front the bill alone. You are changing the roof, you have to do it alone. You are changing the gate, you have to do it alone. So in an apartment, you have the advantage of sharing these expenses with other neighbors. Then number 3, an apartment is often closer to public service. It's often seen in city centers. Maybe it's closer to children's school, it's closer to the police station, it's closer to the church, it's closer to where you can get service, it's closer to bar and all that, compared to that you can hardly find in city centers. You have to go to the outskirts before you can often find Casa da Solo. So before you can access maybe your children's school, you want to go to the police station, to the comune, to the bar. At times you also need to go with your car, compared to someone that is staying in an apartment that is often located at the city center. You just come down with your leg and you do what you want to do and you go back. So that's another advantage. An apartment is often closer to city centers where you can access public service, compared to an Casa da Solo where you have to, at times you have to drive down to the city centers. Then number 4, an apartment tends to be cheaper. The cost of buying an apartment is cheaper compared to the cost of buying Casa da Solo, a single house. So it is cheaper to buy an apartment compared to you buying Casa da Solo, because Casa da Solo is often more expensive than apartment. So that is the 4th reason why an apartment has an advantage over Casa da Solo. The 5th one is what I call safety. It is safer to be in an apartment compared to Casa da Solo. In an apartment, in case of an emergency, it is easier for your neighbors to come to your aid. It is easier for your neighbors to come to your rescue, compared to Casa da Solo, where you are just alone in that environment. So even if you shout, it might become very difficult for your neighbor to hear, compared to an apartment where you can easily get help. So because of that, an apartment tends to be safer than Casa da Solo. So this is the 5th reason why an apartment is better than Casa da Solo. So in this video, we just decided to do the advantages why an apartment is better than your Casa da Solo. So in our next video, we'll be doing the disadvantages. Thank you and God bless you.
Now, for those of you that are still running up and down looking for how to send money to your loved ones in Nigeria, I have told you several that you can use tap send to send money to your loved ones with a very high exchange rate. And if you put my promo code Heroes TV, they will even dash you €5 free of charge in your first transaction. And to use tap send, you don't need to pay any commission when you are sending money to your loved ones. And if you have any problem with the app, you can also write me, and I'll be available to also write you back or call you back to explain to you how you can navigate yourself outside from that problem. So go and use TapTaps, and you can get it from Apple Store, Play Store, or from the link in this particular video. Thank you, and God bless you.